Okay, I can figure out uh, what a unary operator does. Usually, it will, um, for example, if you use plus 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 on some variable, like I've seen this in for loops, it will increment that variable, but I don't know why. Let's see if, let's try again. Let I is 1, but this time I is I plus plus, so I'm expecting I to have the value 2. Okay, let's get rid of that and run. Look at this. I don't know why it's giving me 1 again. I don't know why that is happening. What if I add plus I again? This time it's obviously 2. So I plus plus is not working. Okay, so let's move on. Let's move on to binary operator. I'll I'll explain in later videos why that's I don't have enough knowledge to um, explain why that is not working. So this is a binary operator. Um, this is using two operands this time. This is a left operand, this is right operand. Okay, those are the terms. If you find it on anywhere, that's what it means. Okay, let's talk about ternary operators. Ternary operators. This looks like something. This looks like something like this. If it's okay, I think this question mark is called a ternary operator. It checks if this is a boolean value, but I'll give it something, some comparison expression less than 3. I'll let's install all this in console log. Okay, so what this operator does is it checks if this is true. In this case, 2 is less than 3. It's true. If it's true, it will give it 1. um, if it's not true, it will give us value 2. Let's see that. Let's see in the action. Okay, I already have a console. Okay, why? Just why? Console log. Okay, I don't have this semicolon. So okay, we've got 1 obviously because it's true. What if I make this false? It will give me 2. Okay, 2. We got 2. That's a ternary operator or conditional operator. Okay, empty values. Okay, let's create a string one, but I will not give it anything. This what's this? How do I know it's empty? Well, let's see. Console, I can use comparative operators. So let's talk about that. Comparative operators. Console. Let's go. Let's go to console dot log. Uh, is 3 equal to 3? This will give me a boolean value whether it's true or false. It's true. How about now? It's probably false. This is a comparative operator. There are lots of this. We can use a less than. Is 3 less than 2? Obviously no, it's not. It's false. Is 3 greater than 2? It's true. Is 3 greater than or equal to 2? It's greater than. What if I change this to 3? It will give me true. Let's less than or equal to. This is true because it's equal to 3. What if I change it to 5? It's less than 5. True. False. 3 is not less than 1. There's another operator that checks if that looks kind of like this. Is 3 not equal to 1? Well, it's true. What about 3 not equal to 3? It's false. 3 does equal to 3. These are comparative operators, and that will give you a boolean value saying whether it's true or false. Okay, so let's get back to string. This is an empty string. How do I know it's empty? I can check. I can compare it to my string. Let's get the string. Is this equal to null? Is this empty? How do I know empty? Is this null? False. Okay. Usually this is an empty string, but I don't know how to check whether it's an empty string. I'll get back later. Automatic empty values. Let's empty values. Okay, so you'll probably see values like null, undefined, something like this. Null, it's a value. Undefined, this is also value. Undefined, this is like if it were a function, it's returning this value, undefined value. you're not probably familiar with function at this point, but we'll talk about them later. For example, from undefined, null, these are empty function, empty values. We don't have a use for that yet. We'll probably get back to them later. So let's talk about strings. This is a string, right? This is a string. This is a string. What if I go to the console log? String. Okay, so if I press enter, this is a string. You can check the type of this, type of string one. Well, it will probably give you like it's a string. It's a string. Okay, it's a string. Well, you can concatenate a string with plus. So I'm gonna use plus. Okay, plus string one. This is a string. Let's give it a space and string one. Okay, we have concatenated string. This just added at the end of this string one. We just added string one to string one again. That is why it's displaying this is a string, this is a string. Boolean. We just saw what a boolean is. It's either true, it's or false. You'll see booleans in loops, any conditional expression where you gotta check something if it's true or not. Okay, we just talked about all the boolean comparators, like equal expression, less than or equal expression, that kind of thing. Okay, how about array? Let this array, well, this is okay. This is an array. You can see, you can tell it's an array because it's using square brackets and the values are separated by comma. Okay, you can access these values using their indexes. For example, all the array in JavaScript starts from index 0. So this array's index 0 is this. Okay, this is in index 0 on this array. Man, I shouldn't have probably used this array. Confusing, right? So let's see in action. Okay, we got an array called this. Let's see what type of that thing, this array. Well, it says it's an object, it's not an array. Well, our arrays are kind of like objects. We'll get into objects later. So how do I access the values inside this array? Well, you can use index values. So you can, so this is checking index at 0. So as you can tell, this is in index 0. What about man, let's change it a bit. Let's give it something else. This is annoying me. Arthur and iron. Okay, now it's Arthur is at index 0. You can check the same thing with 1. What if I use a variable in this, right? Instead of I'm using numbers, what if I use a variable instead? For example, let's keep this variable for array. Let's give it a number 1. And what happens if I do this? Let variable for okay is not variable for array. One. Okay, let's copy this and this array and paste. Okay, we can use our variables inside. Okay, iron is at index 1. What about objects? How can you create an object? You can create using let, you can create using const. Let's create a object is you can create using this name age oh shit age okay and age. These are separated using comma, just like as in array, which I saw earlier. Okay, so let's get back into the console type of JavaScript is a case sensitive language, right? Let's talk about that instead. This let's create a same thing, but this time I'll use a capital letter. even though this has the same value inside a different variables, this is not the same. Why did this pop out in my mind? Because I was using type of, and if I use type of like this, would it still work? Because it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Let's object. Does it work? Nope, it does not work. I gotta use type of with a 0. No, it's a O. O as a lowercase letter. Okay, it's now working. Type of is now working. It's an object. It's an object. Both the array and objects return a value called their object. They are objects. How do you access the variable inside these objects? There are two ways. Objects, one is using the square bracket and passing the property name. In this case, it's a name, right? These are property names. This is a property called name. This is a property called age. Okay, let's use this inside console log this time. Console log. Okay, paste. Log is not defined. Well, there we go. That's how you access a value inside a property. Well, name is a property and name as value cage. So we access the value inside this name property. Let's do it in with another method. Object, this time name. This will also give me the same thing. That runs 2 times. Okay, that's how you access objects. We'll get into this later, how everything works. Okay, we looks like I didn't go as deep as other books or articles on the internet, but this is fine. I'm just doing this to record my progress, so it's fine. Looks like I'm not really good at teaching.